Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about pretty privilege and how there is a big misconception going around. A lot of women I've seen on, YouTube talk about their pretty privilege and how it benefits them to get guys and boop, 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 boop. But they're not telling you the downside. Their downside is, well, everybody thinks I'm dumb and da 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 da. It's bigger than that. Or their biggest flaw is, oh my god, like girls don't like me and it's hard making friends and guys just like all want to sleep with me. And like it was so comical watching some of this stuff. And then I saw another YouTuber talk about how she didn't benefit from pretty privilege. I had a big misconception about pretty privilege. I never felt like I had pretty privilege growing up. I felt like I was the ugly duckling. A lot of women are not even aware that they have pretty privilege, and some do because they understand that they use their looks to get what they want. Okay. But there is a very dark side to pretty privilege, what a lot of people think, and then they question their self-esteem, their self-worth, and their looks because of this. So what is pretty privilege? I can't even say that word correctly. It is basically having the privilege of being pretty. That can range from different races, depending on if you are African American, if you are Caribbean, or African, or Asian, or Latina, or in the Caucasian world, like blonde hair, blue eyes is like the biggest thing over brunettes, like, or blue eyes are more superior than any other color eye. Like, it really just depends on where you live. Everybody pretty privilege is different, and maybe in one city, like you go to LA, you may not have pretty privilege because, I would say if I would go to LA, I don't feel like I would have as much pretty privilege as I do down south, because LA is mostly racially ambiguous women, or women with very, if you're white and you have like a really dark tan to look racially ambiguous, and the big puffy curly hair, like they have a different type of pretty privilege. And then there is the world standard of pretty privilege, which is most likely lighter skin, lighter complected, white, so it just straight hair, so it just depends. But everybody, let me just tell you one thing: pretty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, this is something that I had to understand and accept as I got older, is that I'm not going to be accepted everywhere. My color is not going to be accepted everywhere. The way I look, the way my nose is, the way my eyes is. And I think with society is that we have this desperation from our inner childhood, like that everyone suffers from. Like literally, it doesn't matter who you are, everyone wants to be accepted, everyone wants to feel wanted, everyone wants to feel special. Because growing up, you either walked into class and didn't know anybody and you just felt alone. That was like our biggest childhood fear, is walking in and not making any friends by the end of the year. That is a big fear that every child has. They don't just walk in and just be like, yeah, I know I'm the... No, they like walk in and be like, oh my God, I hope someone likes me. Even if it's one person, I hope someone likes me. So we have this big fear that is internalized from our childhood of wanting to feel wanted. I am here to tell you is go where you are accepted and appreciated. Rejection is God's protection. It is okay that everybody doesn't like you. It is okay that every guy you come across or you think that is cute doesn't really look your way and look past you towards your friend or someone else who looks something totally different from you. That is okay, because God, like I said, rejection is God's protection. Not everybody needs to come up to you. Imagine if every guy in the world wanted you. You would be so confused of what you even want and dealing with some stuff you wish you would have never dealt with. Like, you think your heartbreak in 2000 and whatever was bad. Just think if you would have met Eric across the world because he thought you was just the most beautiful thing ever. Also, this is a very number one big mistake. Pretty privilege does not save you from heartbreak. Pretty privilege does not save you from being played. Pretty privilege does not guarantee you a wedding ring, okay? Pretty privilege does not guarantee you that you're going to get that job over the next person, because guess what? There's always going to be somebody that's going to be more beautiful than you, have longer hair than, and beautiful, like I said, is the eye of the beholder, right? So in someone else's eyes, another person could be so much more beautiful to them over you. And that doesn't mean that you are any less than. It's just that you are not going to be everybody else's cup of tea, and that is okay. I think that we need to get out of this mindset of wanting to be wanted and wanting all these likes and follows and people following us and making us feel like we're important, when really all of that is just an illusion. It's not, it's surface level. And a lot of people are like, okay, people who say they don't benefit from pretty privilege. I understand that. I completely understand that. But growing up, I always felt like I was the ugly duckling. I got made fun of a lot for being too skinny, having knock knees, talking too white. You know, I got made fun of all the time from other girls, other black girls. They did not like me. They would tell me, oh, you think you're better than us? And I swear, I don't know where they got that from. I'm like, girl, I am so insecure. Like, I don't know why you think that I think that I'm better than you. It's just maybe because the way I talked, and I was very talkative and I was very confident. And now I understand as an adult, they saw something in me that I didn't see. And it had nothing to do with pretty privilege, because I was not the popular girl. I was just a girl that girls just didn't like. And I just wanted to make friends, but you know, I had to move to a different area to make those type of friends. But most of the black girls in my old school, not high school, I'm talking about like all the way down from like elementary to like middle school, they did not like me. They thought I was swinging my hair around too much, whatever. I never thought that's pretty privilege, because it didn't feel like pretty privilege. It didn't feel good. I didn't have any friends, and I felt like I was just ugly and I didn't look like the other girls. I'd say that is not a glamorous life. So I didn't grow up like thinking that I was all that in a bag of chips. It took me, my aunt who passed away, to really tell me that I need to start looking in the mirror and telling myself that I am beautiful. Because if no one else thinks I'm beautiful, at least I think that I'm beautiful, and that I find beauty within myself. Not necessarily in looks, but just who I am as a person and what I bring. And it took me a while to find out who Brittany was, you know. I had to find confidence that, yes, I have this certain light that other people don't have. I know how to get up and talk to people and talk to strangers and make friends like that. As an adult, not as a kid. But yeah, like I felt like, wow, like I'm very confident. I can talk and I can hold a conversation with people. I can entertain people. I can make people laugh. Like that is, I'm very confident in that. And I stopped comparing myself when it came down to dating. Like, oh my God, this girl is so much prettier than me. We tend to do that, right? We get into a situationship with a guy and we compare ourselves to the girls that he's liking the photos to, right? And trust me, I understand. I even still get insecure about that to this day, where I have to do a self-check and a self-evaluation and be like, look, girl, like you're not about to just, she's pretty, yes, but you're pretty and you have something special about you, just like she has something special about her. But that doesn't mean that she's better than me and she's deserving more than me. That does not mean that. So I just want to put that out there, because like I said, I see these girls going around gloating around with pretty privilege. One of the other things, like I said, was when I started dating, I thought that I was not pretty in any type of way, because I would get played. I would get cheated on. I would get played. The guy would talk to another girl, or that guy would stop talking to me to talk to another girl. So I'm like, oh my God, I must not be pretty. Like, that is so insane that we have this like toxic mindset to think that that's pretty privilege. Like, trust me and believe me, my friends are gorgeous girls. Like I cannot brag enough on like my old friends to my new friends. I have beautiful friends They are beautiful, and they benefited from pretty privilege in different ways in all aspects throughout my life. But they all suffer from heartbreak. They all suffer from being played by guys. They all been probably cheated on as well. I have a friend that is beautiful. She has piercing blue-green eyes, you know, and she looks like racially ambiguous. Like, she looks racially ambiguous. She had, I'm not trying to put her business out there, but I'm just gonna say she definitely went through the motions of being played by guys, and she was just like, wow, like, I'm just getting treated like I'm just, but she just, you know, kept going in the game. She would attract guys easily, but as easily as they come, easily as they go. And it had not much to do with her and her personality. It's just, if the guy coming in and he's not ish, he's still gonna be not ish. Don't matter how beautiful she is, they're gonna fold and how do you say it, flip the bag, or I can't say that, but y'all comment below what it is, like, you know, where they tumbled the bag, fumbled the bag. Yeah, they fumbled the bag because they were young, dumb, and stupid, and they had opportunities at their hands, and they didn't appreciate the girl that was in front of them, right? So I then learned, like, wow, like, even these girls, you know, would get played. My biracial friends would get played. My beautiful brown skin friends would get played. My Hispanic friends would get played. My white friends would get played. And that just goes to show that people are out here playing games regardless if you're pretty or not, okay? You look at Beyonce, look at Rihanna. Rihanna was, if pretty privilege was just like, yes, Rihanna, pretty privilege has benefit from it, but she is in her upper 30s and she is still single, like, as in she's not married and she doesn't have any kids. And although she has a thriving career, I'm pretty sure that she does want to settle down one day and find the love of her life. Like, she's been through hell when it came to men. So I just don't want people to think that because they don't look a certain way that men are going to treat them like trash. Men are going to treat you how you allow them to treat you, not because of how you look. Because there's pretty girls all up and down that I have seen that got treated low down, bottom to the barrel, where they just don't even see themselves as pretty. You'll see a girl, have you ever seen a girl that was so beautiful and she did not see her own beauty because of how the men around her treated her? So she based off of her beauty of how men treated her, when she easily got men, but in the end they end up treating her bad, you know. And it had nothing to do with her choices. It had something to do, because we're all gonna run across men, or, you know, and women that are not going to appreciate who we are because they're all messed up within themselves. But that does not mean that that is defining who you are. What you tolerate and what you put up with and what you deal with is defining of how they're going to treat you, because you're going to allow them to keep treating you as such. So if this guy puts you on the back burner and act like you're just not nothing, that's how you're going to feel if you keep tolerating it. So I had to learn that as I got older, because I talked to many different guys were exotic, racially ambiguous guys, or, you know, Hispanic guys. And I dated whatever. I didn't discriminate. And guess what? Like, it didn't work out between us, or they end up choosing somebody else. And I'm just like, dang, like, what? Like, what did she have over me that I didn't have? And I had to learn to stay in my own lane. I was just talking to a friend of mine today, and we were sitting at the bar, and she was just telling me, like, you know, this guy, he's so cute. And I told him, like, you look like you have different girls in different area codes, you know what I'm saying, different O's and different area codes. And I said, why did you say that to him? And she's like, well, I just know that he's probably talking to all these girls. And I said, so what? That's what dating is. That's what dating is. You talk to other people, but you stay in your own lane and you shine in that shit. And then if somebody's going to come across you and you're their cup of tea, you're going to be their cup of tea. But you can't force it, and you can't be something that you're not. Stop trying to be somebody that you're not, okay? Be the best version of yourself, right? That is totally okay. Be the best version of yourself. But don't try to be like this girl because she's getting all the play or she's getting guys to buy her these things. Yes, you may see it, but that you don't know that story behind that. You don't know what that girl is sacrificing, giving up behind closed doors, what she's tolerating. Not everybody lets you know their business. They let you see the glamorous side of things where they're getting bags and they're like, you know, getting flown out and flew out, you know, whatever, but they're not showing you their trials all the time. Like I said, stay in your lane. Don't worry about the other competition out there. That's why you go and talk when you're dating. You go and talk to other girls. You go and talk to other guys. I mean, you go and talk to other guys because they obviously are probably talking to other girls until y'all establish that relationship and sit down and say, hey, I want to take you serious type thing, you know? That's why I said don't put all your eggs in one basket when you're out there dating, because you gonna feel some type of way when you find out he's talking to somebody else. And men are not gonna be upfront with you. They're not gonna, because they know if they tell you, yeah, I'm talking to other girls, you're not gonna talk to him anymore. They know that. They're not dumb, okay? Men are not gonna be honest about that. Like women, we don't care because men are like, yeah, I like to chase, whatever. Like, okay, cool, I hope she picked me. We don't need to be chasing them. So like I said, like anytime I was dating and somebody he went on with whatever, I stopped looking at the girl and just was like, I know that I was authentically myself. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm headed. I know what value I add to this world because I'm getting to know myself and loving myself. Therefore, I'm not worried or threatened by any other woman. And trust me and believe me, like I say, I get tested, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't care, like I don't ever have a hint of feeling insecure, because that is a part of human nature. You know, I understand that that's a part of human nature. We're going to feel like that. But remind yourself who you are, and remind yourself that you may not be his cup of tea, but you're your own cup of tea. And I'm going to get into the whole colorism thing, and what I'm seeing a lot of my sisters are, and even if you're Indian or Asian and you just are a Hispanic or whatever, and you're a darker complexion, I have a video coming up for you guys that I want to specifically touch on, because I know that when you've been scorned by colorism and it has tested your self-esteem and you sit in this bubble of I am the rejection, please accept me, please love me, I have something for you guys, because we need to stop doing that as well. Rejection is God's protection. I don't know how many times I have to say that. You guys go ahead and comment what pretty privilege means to you. How does it benefit you? How has it worked against you? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Because a lot of people start to base their looks based on how they're being treated. Yes, it may be easy for men to come up to you, but what are their intentions? Are they just trying to sleep with you? Like, are they just trying to buy you a drink and drug your drink? Like, you just don't know what these male attention or what the attention they're getting. Like, these men can have wives and try to be talking to you. So that's just because these men come up to you doesn't mean that they're quality men all the time. So go ahead and comment below and let me know and further the conversation about this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have a good one. Bye.